Well, it's very simple, but it's, at the same time, it's complex depending on, what terms you're looking at. Royalties, as we know, is the amount that goes to the author.
Mm-hmm.
We don't retain any of an author's royalties. If a bookseller, whoever that might be online, buys your book, they have their books, we'll call it their sales commission, their fee for selling that ebook online for you, or your print on demand. And let's just say that they keep 30%. That other 70% we give directly to the author. We charge a small service charge for handling the account. And
so in other words, I really would have to know, if I did this, I would have to know what Amazon's royalty policies are, and Nook and Kobo and...
Not what their royalties. See, this is where the confusion comes in, what their bookseller policy is. So for the amount that they retain for selling the book. So some it's 30%, some it's 40%, some it's 15%. They all vary, but we always give 100% of the net royalty back to the author because we feel that's their money. They, that's their work. They deserve to have that.
Oh, how do royalties work when you traditionally publish?
Well,
I never understood that either.
Well, people think that being traditionally published is the cat's meow, to use a phrase. I don't know what else to call it, but a lot of times what people don't realize is they're only getting 5, 6, 7, 8% of the selling price of the book as far as what the author gets back in royalties. So in that case, what would happen, the publisher publishes a book, it sells, let's say, on Amazon. That's 70% of what's left. The author's only seeing pennies sometimes.
Yeah, it's very discouraging.
So traditionally, unless you're going to sell millions and millions of books, sometimes traditionally published, yes, people can make the argument you can get an advance a lot of times. You'll get marketing support, but that's not always the case.
You don't get marketing
not
support
anymore.
unless you're famous.
Not anymore.
When you don't need it.
Exactly. It's like banks. They only want to lend you money when you don't need a loan.
Now, there's also another controversy, and that's the one about how to price your ebook. Should it be 99 cents? Should it be $8.99? Should you do the higher price or the lower price? Which one's the better to do?
That's a question that comes up all the time, and we don't tell people what to charge for their books as far as ebooks. You can set the price, but there's some guidelines we know that works. And to answer your question about 99 cents, remind me, because I'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
I usually suggest to people, go about 50% of what the selling price is of your print book. So if its retail is $18.95 and Amazon is selling it for $14.95, $6.99, $7.99, in that range. Your book sells because of things like content, its cover design, and reviews. What other people think of this book? That's what sells your book. The price is irrelevant. Some of our best-selling books are priced at $9.99. Many of our best-selling books are priced in the higher categories. I often tell authors, what are people going to think your work is worth if you're charging 99 cents for it? And people are starting to move away. We've had people, well, my book's not selling, I want to lower the price. Okay, we lower the price, and you know what? It still doesn't sell. So
I put my book on sale at Christmas time, and then I took it quickly off. Now, in the last remaining minutes that we have, if I were your daughter, which would be impossible, but if I were your daughter...
People would talk, yes.
People would talk. What would be the best marketing advice you could give to me? I've given you my book, you put it out there, it's distributed, it's all over the world. How do I market it?
I would say, Linda, my dear daughter.
Yes.
Before you put your book out to publication, make sure you've established, first of all, have a good website, a good, clean website that presents you well as an author. And a lot of people, I think, make the mistake, they get a website just for their book title. And what happens is that they've lost their identity. People want to know you as an author. It's a relationship. So if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 titles, then are you going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 websites? You want to be searchable as you. So have a good website.
That's good advice.
Yeah. On top of that, build up your Facebook following. Have a nice presentation on Facebook. Have content from your book, whether it be pictures, the cover, something there where people can say, okay, here's Linda's book and here's what it's a little bit about. And Twitter, we've found, is a tremendous vehicle. I used to scoff at Twitter. I said, what can an author possibly do with 140 characters?
No, I have some friends who say it's the best.
And we have found
it's
how you sort of write the headline for your tweet and getting a big following. and using the hashtags and things, the little tricks in Twitter that do work, it does work. But you have, again, it's like those 27 points. If you don't do them, they don't work. You have to have allotted some time each day, half an hour, to go out and market your book.
That was good advice, Tom, because I'm going to go home on Twitter. I do Facebook. I do all that, but yeah, Twitter. I'm excited now.